Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Cheese. This is Greg. I'm playing some more Diablo 3. At the end of the last quest, I killed the Skeleton King. I went and talked to Deckard Cain, and that's really about it. That was kind of anticlimactic, to be honest with you, because I don't know. With the stranger, that strange weird guy helping me out. Um, I felt like it was pretty easy to kill the Skeleton King and to do a lot of that stuff. So we'll see what happens now. So this campaign is now sort of the stranger, and I'm gonna just pop in the game here real quick. So I just talked with Deckard and just kind of learned some more of the stranger's background. He's some type of warrior, and so I have to go to the what is it? The Fields of Misery. Let's go to the Fields of Misery, and have to go there and I don't know, something with goat men. I don't know, really don't know what the whole deal with the goat men was, but so that's what I have to do now. So first, I want to actually go through my inventory because I have a lot of stuff in here, and I want to get rid of some things. Let's see.
What skill should I master?
So rare crossbow. I like that. Let's equip that. Let's equip those pants too, because those are rare pants. That crossbow's not that good. Item cannot be equipped unless it is until it's identified. Okay, so we have to identify that. And same thing with that. We have to identify that. So yeah, that actually doesn't look that good. Magic ring. Let's equip that. What's our belt situation look like? I think this belt looks better. Yeah. About the boot situation. Is there any other boots? Any other belts? No. Boot situation. These boots are better. Magic staff, we don't want that. We don't want that because we have a magic crossbow. Let's see, the quiver. This quiver looks a lot better, but once we identify that, I think we're gonna switch that out anyway. So that's not really that good. The little Red Riding Hood thing got going on. I think everything else is, not that good. This magic shield. That's pretty awesome. I think that's about it. All right, so let's go over to the. Let's close this out. Let's go over to the. I haven't played this game like a week, I feel, or more. So forgive me if I'm messing up on stuff. Yeah, yeah. So just bear with me. All right, so let's.
Dug up some new things for you to take. Got a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
All right, so let's sell a bunch of stuff. First things first, let's sell. Let's sell this bow. Sell. 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 Selling. 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 Sell. Let's just leave that in our thing for the time being. Sell all these belts. Sell, sell, sell. Sell. Let's leave this in here, just cause. Yeah, let's leave that. Sell. Alright, so we have to have some things identified. I think we go to the... yeah, we're gonna sell that too. I think we go to the... is it the blacksmith? Maybe the blacksmith to get stuff identified. Magic bow. Let's sell that, those boots. Let's sell this bow. Let's keep the other bow. And get rid of this hood. Barbarian, we're not barbarians. And you know what, we'll get rid of this chest armor too. So, good. Does he have anything that we can buy that would be good? Not... guess, let's buy those. I think everything else for the most part is... I have better stuff. Yeah. Yeah, my stuff is better. Repair. Repair all items. Buy back. Repair armor. Any armor, any weapons? Eh. I think we're good. Alright, so let's...
What was once one shall become four.
Alright, so let's go to this guy and talk with him. And can he identify things? Forge weapons, salvage, repair, train. Who can identify stuff? Can I identify? I guess I am.
What skill should I master?
Wow, okay, well we're gonna obviously equip that. So let's equip that. Wait, why can't I equip it? Required level 12. So I'm not level 12, I'm at level 10, I believe? I think. And let's discover this too. And that, whoa, okay, so that's also required level 12. Okay, so we're going to keep a couple of things in the... And we don't need to visit the blacksmith then. I just like to keep a couple of things around just because. Oh no, wait, I'm level 13. What is going on? Why can't I equip this? There we go. And I'm going to equip that. So now I have like this ridiculous stuff going on. Crafting materials. Let's veil crystal. Can I craft that and this? Increase the effects. Alright, well I think that's why we're here with this guy, right? So repair, 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 forge, forge, forge. Require materials. Select a recipe to learn more about it. Let's see. Crafting materials. I guess we really don't have anything, right? Guess not. Oh, why don't we just get out of this? Actually, did I just not put my helm on? I got an unprotected head. Okay. So now I have this giant crown thing. I think that's the Skeleton King's crown. Quest and journal. We're going to the Fields of Misery. Sorry, I'm just going through everything, folks. And I think we're good. So let's go to the Fields of Misery. Cemetery of the Forsaken. So we're looking for the 3 pieces of the Sword of the Stranger is what we're looking for. So I got shift in my attack and shift in this attack, which is a lot better. Okay. Alright, and tab for my thing. So we have to go up here. So we're going the right way. Alright, so let me... Sorry, I'm just setting something up here, folks. Good. Alright, so Fields of Misery. I really don't like the way that sounds, but we'll see what happens. And it's raining.
If there's a sword here, we will find it.
Maybe that's why it's so, why the fields are so miserable, because it's just always raining. These stumps that we can break, I guess. Guess we can't break anything. I hear some stuff. Holy cow, what are these things? Holy cow. Oh, these... I hate these things. Holy cow, that's a big thing. What is that? It's immune? What the heck is that? Alright, I don't know what that thing is, but that's big and creepy. And I hear more stuff up here, probably. So yeah, so let's just wander around here. Oh, holy cow, there's like a bunch of toads and stuff. And it... Oh my gosh! That tree just totally come to life? New lore.
I have heard the most ridiculous tales about travelers being ambushed by vicious trees. It is too much. Despite their names, the wood wraiths are not plants, but fully mobile beasts who have taken on the guise of foliage to ensnare their prey. Only a simpleton could be fooled by such a trick.
Oh well, I guess I'm a simpleton because I got fooled by that trick. Thanks, pal. Okay. Just keep wandering around here and find some stuff. So we saw Pirates, the latest Pirates of the Caribbean movie today. Are these Minotaurs?
Hatred is too low.
Yeah, I think these guys are Minotaurs. Saw the latest Pirates movie. It was at our local... We have a little theater here where we live. It's like $3 for a movie. And they play like movies once they're kind of more toward their end run. And I was actually surprised to see Pirates was there already. To be honest with you, because I feel like it just came out not too long ago. Maybe it didn't, but so I must admit I've never been a fan of the Pirates movies. My wife is a big fan. Even though she had issues with like the last couple, and actually, what the heck, Cooper? What are you? You're alright, bud. Cooper, it's okay. It's okay, bud. Holy cow! There's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, so my wife had issues with the last couple of those movies as well. And here's another one of those wood wraiths. She really wasn't a fan of the story of the last one. There's another wood wraith. I think the story of the last one was with Blackbeard. And I don't know, the Blackbeard storyline, I just... Again, I'm not a fan of the movie, so... but I did go and see it on Stranger Tides, that's what it was. And I don't know, the Blackbeard storyline was weird. Like, he had this magic rope thing that talked to him. I didn't quite... Holy cow, what is that? Oh, it's one of those beasts. He had this magic rope thing that, like, talked to him. It was almost like a la Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2. How, like, his... Once he was fully immersed with the technology, how, like, the technology kind of talked to him. Kind of like that. Pretty much exactly like that. So it was just weird. It just, the storyline wasn't good. The act, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this character, actually, of Jack Sparrow and the bumbling foolness that he is. So what can you do? I maybe made it through 20 minutes of the first Pirates movie, and was just done with it at that point. And that was not just me watching it and me being like, oh, this is terrible and I don't like this. It was several of my family members sitting down and watching it. We rented it back when there was a 48 hours video in the area. So that was pretty fun. We used to go to the video store all the time. But so not a fan of the the movies. Fan of the ride in Disney World, but not big fan of the movies. Just not a Keira Knightley fan. I don't know. The one good thing about this movie was that it kind of tied a lot of storylines up. A lot of loose ends were taken care of. So there really doesn't need to be any more of these movies for any reason whatsoever. So I mean that's the one good thing, and I think I couldn't the sound in it was terrible, and the way Johnny Depp plays his character, I couldn't really tell what the heck he was saying half the time. And like I said, the sound was off, and I guess Kelly said that a lot of people had complained about that too, that the sound was off in some of their theaters. So it wasn't just our little junkie theater with $3 movies. It's seems to be an issue at theaters with the movie itself. So
folk have made their lives and homes here. They will not survive this disaster unless we aid them.
okay, so yeah, so that was that. I don't know. Everybody has their own preference, you know. The music is good though. That's the one thing that my wife and I both agree on. The music is top notch, and I didn't know it was Hans Zimmer actually.
Evil has been rebuked.
She informed me that it was Hans Zimmer, so that's pretty awesome because I'm actually a huge fan of his music. I'm a huge fan of the work that he has done on a lot of the trilogies, Dark Knight trilogy. A huge fan of the work that he's done with Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel, and now Wonder Woman. So yeah, he's just a solid composer all around. And actually, found out too that it's not Hans Zimmer news, but it's Danny Elfman news. Danny Elfman will be scoring Justice League, which they announced recently, which is pretty cool. Danny Elfman's not bad. You can tell a Danny Elfman score, and I'm wondering if the reason they chose him to do it, I hope they don't completely like get rid of the work that that Zimmer has done and get rid of the mood that Zimmer has created with those movies. But I think the reason why they chose Elfman or pursued him at least for the Justice League movies is because his scores are typically a lot lighter sounding. You can pick an Elfman score out of a lineup really. You know, you always know when it's Danny Elfman. So it's just like a lot happier, a lot brighter of a sound, and I think that's why they chose it, to kind of try to lighten the mood a little bit for those movies, which are supposed to have a lighter tone. But I hope they don't go all bright and happy and jokey, kind of like the Marvel movies do, because that's DC and Marvel are just two completely different. They're just different beasts in themselves. I mean, DC has always been a little more brooding, a little darker, I would say, especially with you know, Batman and his past and stuff, and some of the villains have been a lot darker. So I don't know. I just hope they treat the score well, and I hope they don't. I feel like Marvel's fallen into a trap. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has fallen into quite a trap now, where people expect a certain amount of humor, expect a certain amount of lightness. So when there are darker moments, I feel like people get upset. Like, oh wow, this is really dark. It's kind of unfortunate. Level 14.
Superstitious farmers kept away from them for quite a while after the fall of Old Tristram.
Okay,
But
wait.
time has persuaded them to abandon these ridiculous notions.
I have a
and
new
take up
skill
the
slot
hoe and
available.
plow once more.
Fan
Now
of
they supply
Knives?
crops to both New Tristram and Wortham.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Let's accept that. So I have new skill. Displacement. What does that do? Gain movement speed while invisible. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Did that accept? No, it did not. And entangling shot. We have bolas. Innovates. Fire at 3 enemies and occasionally perform a pace of backflip. If any enemies are close, or a bola. Fire bola wraps around an enemy and explodes. I like that. Let's do that. That's pretty cool. And we also have... That's what I'm doing. Okay, I don't know what that was all about. Okay. So those are my thoughts on some music, and the DC music. I just love. Again, it's Hans Zimmer. It's good. It's dark. It's moody. It checks all my boxes in terms of what a DC film universe. Holy cow! I'm right on top of that thing. What it should be. Yeah, I like the bolas. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty amazing little skill that I just picked up there. And let's see how it works in that guy. Boom! Wow. You know what? These folks are hitting me for a lot, but I'm not like really losing any health or anything. So there was a thing back here. So this is Decaying Crypt level 1. So we have to go somewhere in here, I'm guessing, to get the pieces of the sword. So I'm guessing that within the end of each crypt level, there will be a new piece of the sword. So, yeah, let's see what happens. What in the world is that? Wait a minute, was that a... Oh, a treasure goblin! Oh, no! No! Oh, come on now. How much of my gold did he take? I guess not a lot. Did he take some of my good stuff, though? Oh, man. Well, he didn't make away with really anything, so that's good. So, let's keep going. I really like that exploding bola thing. That's pretty awesome. Alright, there's more. These flying critters over here. Ooh, and there's more right there. I didn't even realize that. Feels very dark in here. Yeah, just super dark. And I don't know what that noise was. That sounds creepy. So, is this the end of this little area? It is. Alright, so we gotta go back. Let's go back down this way. And that's the end of that. And this looks like the end of that. It probably goes down a little bit. Oh yeah, it does. There's guys there. Yeah, I'm super into these exploding bullets. This is amazing stuff.
There are forces arrayed against us that are stronger than we ever imagined. Some greater purpose lies behind these trials.
Sure.
But I do not yet know it.
Probably because there isn't one. Let's go.
Whatever you say, pal. All right, cool. So so I mentioned about renting renting movies at 48 Hours Video. I don't know if you guys had a local Blockbuster around you, or you had a 48 Hours Video, but or whatever it was, or even your local private shop, your RST Video, if you like, in the Clerks universe. But we 48 Hours Video was like the last remnants of any video rental stuff kind of in our area. But we used to have this little, and when I say a shack, I mean the room that I'm sitting in right now was probably the size of it. And this room is like maybe 12 by 12. Like it's a little shack on the on one of the streets in our town, our hometown, where Kelly and I grew up. And it was this little private video store, and it had the best selection of movies for being like a little private thing. Like, oh my gosh, it was so amazing. Best selection of movies, best selection of video games too. Now, mind you, when we would rent stuff from there, I was a kid at that time. Oh my gosh, when did that close? That closed maybe in like late 90s, maybe somewhere around there, like late 90s. But like I said, it had the best selection of video games and the best selection of movies. So I remember always going there, and all VHS. This is VHS time. There's no such thing as DVDs when this place was around. So all right, I'm just gonna keep going up this way. But yeah, so all VHS stuff, and the video games too were. This is nothing like. Let's try this new move. I guess that new move wasn't that good. Sorry, I got wrapped up in all the action there, but it was amazing. So, their video games were Sega Genesis. I don't even think they had PlayStation. They may have had PlayStation games. Sega Genesis mainly, Nintendo, and original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. They did have those because my friend up the street had an N64, and yeah, so they had Nintendo 64 games. Because I remember, no, Super Mario RPG: The Legend of the Seven Stars. That was, I believe, that was actually Super Nintendo. But so we would go there and we would rent all types of games. Now, I'm not saying that like my family, like that I grew up in poverty or anything like that. But we just, you know, I think it was more I think it was probably more prevalent when I was growing up, like the 90s and stuff like that, going and renting a video game and trying it out rather than buying it. Because you can rent it. Now, this was also one-night rentals. So you go, you rent it for a night, and then you had to bring it back the next day. Or re-rent it, which a lot of times we ended up doing. Or if it was 48 hours video, you had 48 hours. But so we would rent games and stuff and play them, and you know there's really no need to buy them. And it was also a great way to try out games. So a couple of games that we played. Now this is my brother and I. We played. I had a Super Nintendo. He had a Sega Genesis. So he played a lot of whatchamacallit games, like baseball games, stuff like that. We played RBI baseball, Sega hockey. You know, there's no other game like Sega hockey ever made ever. Sega hockey, RBI Baseball World Series Baseball. I think World Series Baseball 97 or 98 was the last one that we had. And then I would play a bunch of like Nintendo games, Super Nintendo, original Nintendo. Before, I have a sad story about my original Nintendo and how I ended up losing my original Nintendo. It's a cautionary tale. And we would rent games, and it was awesome. So I rent Kirby's Adventure. I was a huge Kirby fan. Kirby's Adventure for the original Nintendo NES. One of my all-time favorite games. Love it. I bought it as a virtual console game for the 3DS, and still play it to this day, and it's amazing. It's just, there's like 50 plus levels in Kirby's Adventure, something like that. It's nuts. And you know, granted, they're not difficult levels or anything, but there's just so many of them. And then the main fight at the end, I didn't beat Kirby's Adventure until I was probably like 22, 23. Like, that's ridiculous. But the main boss at the end is nuts. You're essentially like flying on a I don't know, it's like a magic carpet or something. I have no clue. It's bananas, like the amount of roaming around and stuff that you're doing. It's it's pretty amazing. So I played Kirby's Adventure and rent that a lot until I eventually bought that. I bought that at a KB Hobby Toys place, and it was like the last. It was like one of those cases where they had like the last remaining Nintendo games, original Nintendo games. All right, so that's level 2 of this crypt. Let me see how far I have to go back to go explore. I'm gonna go back here and explore a couple of these other areas. I mean, there's really no reason to, other than just getting points and experience. That was pretty unique. Oh, that's a dead end anyway. Let's just go back and go to level 2 of the dungeon here. Of the crypt, sorry. So I would play a lot of Kirby's Adventure. Alfred Chicken. I don't know if a lot of people know the game Alfred Chicken, but Alfred Chicken was a game that I played for the regular Nintendo. It was a platformer starring Alfred Chicken, and there's like a weird little story that went along with it. It was such a great game, though. It was a fun platformer, and I used to go to my local rental place and just rent and play it all the time. So Alfred Chicken was the bomb. What the heck else did I play? I played Super Mario RPG, the Legend of the Seven Stars. I played that. Not. Ooh, what is going on up here? Oh, it's one of these things. Willa Wrath?
Free my family from their cursed existence. I can hear them digging.
I don't
Be
know.
on your guard. Spirits lie.
Well, prepare to face my wrath.
File Patriarch.
Daughter would do well to leave us be. You will pay for her weakness. It's folly to disturb us.
I need more hatred to do that.
They are free.
Oh, cool. We got all types of stuff here.
Thanks to you, my family can now rest, free from the curse they brought upon themselves.
No problem there, Willa Wrath. Anything to help you and help your spirits rest? Well, we did our good deed for the day. Let's see. Alright, we did pick up a couple of items here, so I just want to check this out. We still have better pants. I actually feel like those gloves are actually better too. And everything's a little bit better, to be honest with you, that I already have equipped. So it's not bad. So, the one interesting thing, back to the one story that I'm trying to tell for the past 25 minutes, of literally 25 minutes because I'm timing myself. The one thing that when we go and, oh, here's a treasure goblin. Gotta get, where is he? Where is he? Let's find him. Sweet! Look at all this treasure that he dropped. Holy cow! Yeah, let's pick up all of this. Can we get all of this? Wow. And we have new lore, too. And I don't know what this is. And more gold and stuff. That's amazing.
Some devious little goblins have been robbing our merchants. When pursued, they simply open portals and disappear with the most aggravating chuckle. The peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed. And furthermore, that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion, truly.
No, greed is bad. Greed is very bad. So when my brother would go and rent, now my brother is 5 years older than me, so I was of course always the kid brother tagging along. But when my brother would go and rent Mortal Kombat, when Mortal Kombat came out for Sega, it was a huge deal. Like, I don't think kids today really understand how big of a deal Mortal Kombat was. Like, games now are so violent. I mean, look at what I'm doing in this game. I'm running around killing things and stuff. But Mortal Kombat was like, it wasn't bopping a Goomba on the head. It really was a I guess we're done with this. Cool. All right. So we're done with that crypt. But Mortal Kombat was a huge deal. So the interesting thing about it, though, is that there was no blood in the game. It's a fighting game, but without blood. Unless you knew the blood code. The blood code was ACABABB, which I actually think is the name of a band. So, like a hardcore punk band now, I think. ACABABB. And I remember when we would go and rent the game, they would ask my brother, do you know the blood code? And, like, if you said yes, like, we know what it is, they wouldn't, like, rent it to you. It was the weirdest. It was so weird. So, whoa, that dude just popped out of nowhere. So we would just, you know, obviously we would lie and say that we didn't know the blood code and stuff like that. So, because it's an asinine, stupid question. It's like the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of. Do you know the blood code? So we would say no, and we go home, and of course, as soon as that title screen loaded, ACABABB, and the screen would go red, the text would go red, and then you could see blood and stuff like that as you fought. It was pretty sweet. Then the fatalities, once you learned all that kind of stuff, that game was so amazing. I know they've recreated it multiple times now, and every time they do, they try to add more blood and more gore and more like crazy finishing moves and all that kind of stuff. But you will never recreate the pure and utter joy that like my brother and I had when we were playing that when we were kids, knowing the blood code, and we felt like there's a big secret, you know, that we were in on, and it was just so funny. Again, an amazing game, amazing experience. The blood code. Did you know the blood code? But that video store was just incredible. It was the best video store ever. The little shack still stands to this day. And there's nothing, there's like, I don't even know what's in it now at this point. I don't think there's anything. There might not be anything in it. Holy cow. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. I'm just clicking around. Who's that? Go away, dumb thing. Mandrake the Greedy.
My pack is full.
My pack is full. Alright, so let's take a look at the inventory and see what I need and don't need. We can probably get rid of these. Alright, let's get rid of these. Sell value, blah, 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 blah. Don't need that. Is there an easier way to get rid of this stuff? Nah. No thanks. Wizard, can we sell that for a lot? 214, I'll take that. Don't really, actually it wasn't too bad. Don't really need it. That we're gonna equip. That we don't need. Who cares about that? A rare ring. Let's equip that. Don't need that. Who cares about that? It's a wizard wand thing. Don't care. And that opens up a couple of slots at least for us. 18? Is there anything better here? 31. Plus recovery. 18. Let's equip that, I guess. And anything else? I guess not. I guess not. I guess that's enough. It's enough stuff that we have kind of thrown out there. People are probably screaming, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? You get rid of so much stuff." So those are my experiences back in the day, going out and renting movies and renting. There's nothing like that experience of renting a movie and of taking it home. And I used to rent some of the worst movies too. Let me tell you, this is extremely embarrassing, but I will tell you that I was completely obsessed. Well, you guys probably know by now that I was and still am completely obsessed with dinosaurs. So I was obsessed with any movie that was like about dinosaurs. And that meant ooh, level 15 already. Sweet. So there's these terrible movies called Prehysteria. The worst garbage movies ever. They're like essentially I believe the plot was some guy found dinosaur eggs in a cave or something like that, brought them back, and I think there was a pterodactyl, there was a T-Rex, and a brachiosaurus, and they were pretty much these like, again, they were complete shit movies. And these three kids, and I'm sure that their dad was like a divorcee or something like that, and this was to repair a mom-dad relationship. Some stupid subplot like that, I'm sure, was happening. I don't know. I like wanted the actual dinosaurs as toys because I had a huge Jurassic Park toy collection, and still do. So I would rent those movies all the time. There's like 3 of them. They were terrible. They're absolute garbage. And yeah, I rent all types of stupid movies like that when I was little. This is like, so this is after the big Jurassic Park boom. So this is about 1994, 95 is when I would, rent a lot of these things. Oh, shoot.
Not enough hatred.
Okay. I hate these frogs. What is going on with these frogs? Go away! Holy cow. Alright, well. We still didn't find any pieces of this dude's sword, right? Like, what the hell?
These creatures won't go down easily.
Experience gain. That was a lot of explosions. A lot of things happening right there. Crossbow slaughter, crossbow something. There's treasure. Much treasure. Please and thank you. And there's another little portal thing. So we'll take that back. And we're going to transport out of this scavenger's den. And find more frog creatures that want to kill me. So we didn't find the guys any... Search for the Karza Den in the Fields of Misery. So we didn't find the Karza Den. We found a couple other things. So, yeah. We didn't find anything really. So I'm going to leave it off here actually, guys, because I don't want to get too far into this because I feel like we're going to have a bunch of more dens and crypts open up. And I don't want to get too deep into it right now. So I'm going to leave it off here. So, Sword of the Stranger, this will be part 1. Part 2 will be hopefully when I find the Karza Den in the Fields of Misery, which I'm in right now. And,
There are beasts that want slaying.
okay, dude, calm down, cool your jets. And, yeah, so, leave it here. Come on back to Geek Cheese for more, Diablo action. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel. We got all types of stuff going up. All types of games that we're playing. And, yeah, come on back for more. Thanks so much.